Hi guys, and welcome to the Field Sports blog. This week we're going to be taking a look at this, the Tachyon Guncam. Now it's not strictly a new product on the market, but it's an updated version. I've been using the older version now for about a year, and from what I understand all the internals of this are the same. However, this one has got an adjustable mount, so let's take it out of the box and take a closer look. So, what do you actually get in the box? First and foremost, you get the camera itself, of course. So the camera itself looks extremely similar to the old version. Like I say, I think it is exactly the same camera. It records at 1080p at either 30 frames a second or 60 frames a second, and the picture quality isn't too bad either. But I'll be going through a little bit more of that a bit later on in this video. Behind the little rubber flap there, we've got a USB charging point and a micro SD card slot, as well as the on and off switch. There's a little pair of lights there that are obviously active when recording, and then this little switch here for the Wi-Fi mode, but we'll go through all of that a little bit later on. And obviously the few little boring bits: USB lead, plug, a spare lens cover, which I think is actually quite a nice little touch, given the nature of this sort of camera is likely to get bashed about at some point in its lifetime, so it's quite nice to have a little spare there. It comes with these little rubber mounts as well. So there are various thicknesses, so this camera will fit a 12 gauge, a 20 gauge and a 410 gauge shotgun as well. Obviously you need to fit the appropriate one to fit your gun. There's a little Allen key in there as well to obviously fit the camera and adjust it accordingly. There's a few little spare screws and bits and pieces in there as well. You also get a lovely little iron-on patch if you are that way inclined, and obviously the instruction manual. So just before we actually put it on a gun, I thought I'd just go through how easy this thing is to use. I mean, very basic on the back of the camera itself. Obviously you'd normally put an SD card in. I haven't actually done that yet. But then select the modes that you want. So we're not going to be using Wi-Fi streaming, which is quite a nice touch. You can actually stream straight to your mobile device, and then we'll select which recording facility we want to use. So either Quad HD at 30 frames a second or Full HD at 60 frames a second. So Full HD will give you a better picture quality. So to switch it on and start recording, just press and hold the button. It'll give you a little chime just to let you know that it's switched on. It's actually flashing green at me, so it's telling me there's no SD card in there, which we are aware of. To pause it, just press it once and it will beep at you. Press it again to start recording, and then press and hold the button to switch it off. So you can just leave it on and record from there, and it will record into 15-minute blocks. So obviously if you're going to do that, it's going to take you a little bit longer to go through all your footage and edit it. So if you're in between stands, just hit pause or switch it off. That's what I tend to do, and I find that it's just that little bit easier. It's also got a low battery warning indicator on there as well. So once it gets to a certain level of charge, one of these lights will turn orange to tell you need to get it back on there on charge. Right, let's take a look at fitting it to the gun. So like I said previously, it does include an Allen key and various rubber pads, so you can fit this on any shotgun pretty much. Quite a simple process really, so you need to find which pads fit your barrel correctly. Quite a simple process. We'll then undo these two screws here, not to be confused with these ones. These are for the actual adjustment of the mount. So you'll take these off, peel back one of the rubbers, and then actually stick that on the inside of the mount itself. So effectively your barrel is going to go through the middle of here, and then this will clamp over the barrel with the rubber inserts on the inside. So I'm just going to go and do that now, and then we'll get some footage on there and see what happens. Oh!
Ho! Ho!
So that was the Tachyon Guncam. The footage you've just seen was recorded straight off the camera with no editing whatsoever. And I don't think it's that bad, in all honesty. Obviously, you can edit everything out, all the loading sequences and so on, just to make everything a little bit smoother. And I think if you are using this as a training tool, which it can be very useful as, you need to be slowing the footage down. As soon as you slow it down, you'll actually get to see where you've placed your shot in relation to the target, and that's when you're going to start benefiting from it. It has got its downfalls though, don't get me wrong. The audible chimes and warnings I think could do with being a touch louder without being antisocial. Purely because when you're on a clay ground or whatever and there's plenty of shots going off around you, you've got ear defenders on yourself, they can be easily missed. So unless you actually check the lights all the time, you're not really going to know if you're recording or not. And you just know the one time you're not recording is the time you're shooting out your skin. But that's always the way, isn't it? And with regards to charging it as well, you have to keep it either attached to the barrel or take it off each time you want to charge it up, which I don't think is ideal. Having either a set of barrels laying next to the plug socket or having to keep taking it off is just a bit fiddly. But that's each to their own, and I think that is one major downfall of it, but hey, they might actually sort that out with the next one. But overall, I do really like it. I think it's a great little product. If you just want to learn from it, or if you just want to, do some videos for YouTube or Facebook and just show your shooting skills. I'd love to know what you guys think of it, and if you've got one yourself, I'd love to see some footage.